All right, folks, today we are going to look at some quick mindfulness strategies or quick ways to practice mindfulness. So if you've ever felt distracted, impulsive, overwhelmed during your day, unable to sort of zone in and focus on what you need to do, this is the episode for you. We'll take a look at 3 ways you can practice during the day so that when you need it most, you'll be able to get back to the present moment. Let's get to it. So first off, what is mindfulness? Essentially, it is non-judgmental present moment awareness. So what does that really mean? Well, non-judgmental present moment awareness is that we are directing our attention to any number of things in the present moment, including our 5 senses, our breath, a task we are performing, or any number of things that aren't ruminating about the past or worrying about the future. I think some people confuse this with just sort of mindfully breathing or focusing on your breath. Now, you can mindfully breathe and you can watch your breath go in and out. And you can do that and you can really sort of calm your physiology. But there's more to it than that. You can mindfully do any number of tasks, which we'll get into. I think one of the beautiful things about mindfulness is that research shows that it can reduce stress, improve sleep, and enhance overall well-being. And when you're engaging in anything like bodybuilding or other sort of somewhat extreme sports, you need a way to enhance those aspects of your life, especially when one of the most taxing things about bodybuilding, dieting per se, is going to impact your sleep and other areas of well-being. So what are the 3 ways we can practice mindfulness so that when we need it, it'll be a lot easier to transfer this skill? Number 1 way I like to practice mindfulness and have clients and other individuals practice mindfulness is right before bed and right after you wake up. So whenever you're going to sleep, you are going to want to make sure that your environment is set up in such a way that you're not distracted by many things. You all have probably heard this before, but put your phone away, turn your TV off, really keep your bedroom the place for sleep and for other activities. But in this case, mostly just for sleep. Once you've removed all the distractions from your environment, then begin paying attention, non-judgmentally, to the things around you and slowly focus in on your breath. So when I'm laying down, I like to get under my covers. I got a really cool 8-sleep bed, and so it keeps me pretty cool. And I like to start paying attention first to my breath and then to my other sensations. And you just want to start breathing regularly and noticing whenever your mind wanders. So a few deep breaths in and out, and just begin noticing your breathing. Then shift your attention to something like, what can you feel? I feel the mattress under me. I feel the covers. Perhaps your mind starts to wander. Then you notice those thoughts, you name those thoughts, and then you bring your attention back to your breathing, and you just notice what's happening both internally and externally. So what I've noticed from practicing mindfulness before bed is that I get to sleep a lot faster, and I'm able to let go of some of the thoughts that used to keep me awake. I think something you'll notice is there might be a learning curve in practicing mindfulness before you go to sleep. You might start worrying about things you have in the future. You might begin ruminating about things in the past. But the practice here is to notice those thoughts and allow them to come and go as they please so that you're not hooked by them and staying awake later than you want to. Number 2, mindfulness in the shower. Why would we want to practice mindfulness in the shower? Well, it's one of the cool ways that you're already away from your phone. You're not distracted in that respect. You could also make sure that you, if you're like me, sometimes I actually even turn on a podcast whenever I'm in the shower. Maybe move away from that. You are going to want to pay attention to what you are doing in the moment. You are going to want to take in all of your 5 senses. For me, I pay attention to the smell of my shampoo, the smell of my face wash. I pay attention to the sound of the water running whenever it hits me. I've got that to pay attention to, the sound of the water as it hits the tub. So you've got a lot of your 5 senses sort of being engaged while you're taking a shower, and you have the added benefit of being away from all of the distracting things. Another cool aspect about this is you can catch yourself in the moment when you notice your mind wandering. You can see when your mind's being hooked by something you have to do later on, and you can notice that thought and you can name it and shift your attention maybe back to your breathing, maybe back to the sound of the water to help get your mind, get some distance from that particular thought or thoughts. Number 3 way to practice mindfulness throughout your day is when you're doing mundane tasks. Laundry, dishes, and vacuuming. These are mundane things that are required to keep up a home. My favorite thing to do is wash dishes. So we have a dishwasher, so I don't have to do much washing by hand. But sometime last year, maybe the year before, our dishwasher broke. So I had to go back, to, when I was a kid, and I had to hand wash all of our dishes. And I forgot how mindful of a task that is. So whenever you're washing dishes, it's not like you can't flip back and forth between your phone. That's got to be put away. Obviously, you can have headphones on, but if you just give that task a shot without having any sort of stimulation and just pay attention to what you're doing, you are engaging sort of this tactile sense. You've got the smell of the soap, you've got the sound of the water. And for me, what's really cool is our sink is right in front of a window that sort of looks into our backyard. And sometimes I see deer, sometimes I see a groundhog, sometimes I see really cool stuff. So it is easy to get engaged and be mindful in that task because oddly enough, it is something really peaceful that I can do for myself. Additionally, if you haven't noticed, going back to the definition of mindfulness, non-judgmental present moment awareness, I can notice when my thoughts wander and return it to any one of my senses at that moment to get sort of grounded back in the present moment. So mundane tasks, really useful, utilizing all of your five senses to sort of unhook from thoughts, whether they be future-oriented or past-oriented, unhooking from them and concentrating on what you're doing. So what are the benefits of this for you? Well, as a fitness, physique, bodybuilding athlete, whenever you need these mindfulness skills in the depths of a diet, when you feel stale in a training program, you will be able to get your mind and unhook from those unhelpful thoughts and re-engage in your training or re-engage in your meal and be more effective in your practices. Alrighty, just remember, mindfulness is more than a relaxation tool. It sharpens your focus, reduces your stress, and helps you stay in the present moment. Next time you're feeling overwhelmed, unhook and try and focus in on all of your five senses into a simple mundane task, or while you're taking a shower, or when you're getting ready for bed, because when you need it, you'll be glad that you have all those repetitions in, just like your training. So, thank you all for being here, and I'll catch you in that next episode with another mental skill. I hope I see you there.